I've got my friend Eric Blair from Louisville, Kentucky, with Phillip Patterson Painting. Is that right?
That's it.
Yep. And so tell us a little bit about your company there, Phillip Patterson, and your role there at Phillip Patterson.
Well, we're a residential and commercial painting company. Last year we did 1.6 million. Our goal this year is about 1.8.5. So
Okay.
I do about 70% of the sales and handle some operation stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of our systems and stuff I've built and kind of handle that stuff. And
Yep.
yeah.
So you talk about systems and building those. What's the last thing that you remember building as a system? Do you remember what that was?
Probably our CRM.
Okay.
I didn't build it from scratch, but I just put it together and make sure it works with all our other systems and everything.
And you're getting that out to the people and trying to.
Yep.
So, and it's you in sales along with the owner, Phillip,
Yep.
Doing that. And so tell us a little bit about the technicians, because we've got our technicians with us today. How many painters do you have?
Yep. We have 17 right now. We have 6 crew leaders, 1 carpentry crew, 2-3 guys on a crew.
Nice.
We started. We hired a few guys in the last few months during a busy season. And our goal is to keep everybody busy this winter.
Yeah.
How
are you finding your guys?
Well, like y'all, a lot of times we ask the painters because we have good painters, so we want people that they know that has their same values and morals to come in. So we do that. We put ads out.
Yep.
And just try to get a lot of times we hire apprentices instead of painters, and then just hire the right people and train them to do the job.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier this morning. I think we say a similar thing is hire for character and train for skill.
That's it. We try to hire the right people and then train them, because a lot of times, sometimes painters might not have the morals and values that you have. So it's easy to train somebody to paint. It's not easy to train somebody to be a good person. So
yeah, and easy is relative, right?
Yeah, of course.
As from a paint standpoint, it's not necessarily easy, but the person's values chases all the way back to their heart, right? And their skills can chase back to their muscle memory.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, so you can't always change a person's heart.
Yep.
So, well, tell us a little bit about some of the incentive programs that you guys do for your painters.
Yeah, well, right now we, like you guys do, we have a Google review incentive. So we do that. We're trying to start a change order incentive like you guys do. So we got a couple things in the works that we're trying to work on.
Great. Yeah, and then what motivates your crew leaders? Like, what are things that you do? And I know I didn't do a good job of giving you the questions we were going to talk about today.
That's all right.
But what motivates your crew leaders to be leaders?
Yeah, I think just doing a good job for the customers. It's all about the processes at our company.
Yeah.
When I go sell a job, I rarely talk about products and how we're going to caulk and how we're going to prep. It's all about being professional and the process and giving the customer a good experience. So
yeah, that's a great. So that leads me to professional. What do you guys do to look professional?
To look professional, well, the way you dress, that's going to make you look professional. If we say we're going to be there at 8 o'clock, we don't show up 20 minutes early or 20 minutes late.
Sure.
We show up directly at 8 o'clock. Basically, if we say we're going to do something, we do it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. And I like that you say you don't show up 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
Because you would think that that's really a value, but it's not always.
No, you never know. Customer might be in there getting their kids ready for school, and then you knock on the door 20 minutes early, and now they're in a bind. So we train everybody that if you 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock on the dot.
How are you communicating that to the client, like the time that we're going to show up? How are you doing that?
We do it on the sales call usually.
And so you're saying to them, our guys will be there at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
What's your territory? Like, how big your travel territory?
Well, really, we like to stay within an hour from Louisville. So anything in between an hour from our shop, then we'll go and do estimates on.
Sure. Okay.
So outside of that, we just haven't had a lot of luck sending guys outside of that area.
Yeah. And it's hard as a company when you get a referral and all of a sudden that referral lands 2 hour and a half away. You're like, but you don't want to. A referral is the best kind of job to get, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so you want to do those because has a higher potential of being win-win for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's great. So 17 guys. You're in Louisville, Kentucky. What's your favorite for your guys? And I'm going to have you think like your guys think for a second. What is it that they really like to do? The kind of jobs that they really like to do?
Let's see. What is the kind of jobs they like to
do? While you're thinking about that.
When it's the heat of the summer, interiors.
Yeah, right.
But let me think about it.
Yeah, while you're thinking about that, talk to me about your cabinet painting process. You guys do kitchen cabinets?
Yep.
And what products are you using? What primers are you using? What's your process?
Yep. So our process, we have a spray shop.
Okay.
In our shop, we have a nice spray booth.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we spray the doors,
Yep.
but we brush and roll the boxes.
Okay.
So we don't like spraying in the customer's home.
Okay.
A lot of times you got to have their kitchen tore down for a week.
Yep.
So what we like to do is brush their boxes, spray the doors. Right now we're using Benjamin Moore and Pervo. We still like the oil bases.
Yeah, and that you can still get those in Louisville.
Yeah. We just haven't found. I know a lot of people's going to the urethanes, but we just haven't found any that we like better than the oil bases.
Yeah,
so,
you come just how the board. I mean, obviously Louisville borders Indiana. I used to back in the day. I would spray the PPG or Porter paints, the Glibtex oil base. Oh my goodness, it would just feel so good once it's cured.
Yep,
it just so smooth. We can't buy those anymore here in Indiana, because of the EPA and all of that stuff. So
and we spray them with a conventional.
Okay.
So we come in the shop, compressor hooked up to the cup gun.
Yep.
And that's how the guys like to spray them. It just gives a better finish. We find we have
Nice.
HVLPs.
Yep.
We have the airlesses. But it seems like the conventional gives us the best finish.
Do you do any spraying at all in a home?
Rarely.
Okay.
I mean, there is times that we will spray some boxes on site, but I mean, it's few and far between.
How does that work then from a sales standpoint? Because a lot of times clients are like, they're very adamant, and we'll put it in our estimate, must spray. I just talked to a salesperson yesterday on our team, and they had said must spray, right? And so we do a lot of spraying of trim, like the fine finish stuff in a home. We will almost always brush and roll the walls, but they don't want to see that brush stroke. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys do to eliminate the brush stroke?
You just have to use the right paint, condition the paint.
Condition it with a Floetrol,
Penetrol, depending on what paint you're using. Use the right brush.
Yeah.
That's very key. Using a soft bristle brush, something that you're going to be able to eliminate the brush strokes.
Sure.
But a lot of times there's already brush strokes in the paint, in the trim, because we're doing a lot of repaint. So, I mean, we have sprayed. If it's a house that's maybe empty or the customers are moving in or out and it's empty, then we will go in there, and a lot of times we'll use an air assisted to get that fine finish on the trim. But 99% of the work is brush and roll work.
That's interesting. I think that's a market difference, and part of it is that you guys, because of it, it's a difference because here I think people really want it sprayed. There are scenarios where we're rolling an oak door where we can get away with it, or a grained door, and we can get away with it. But many times if it's a smooth anything, they want it sprayed. We just David was just recently working with a client where it had to be glass.
Really?
It had to look like glass, and it makes it tough. But you can raise the level of your skilled technician to accomplish that. And my goal, and these guys haven't heard me say that, but we're actually today at 2:00, you and I are going to go look at a shop potential. And I looked yesterday at 2 different shop potentials. So our hope is to have a shop here in the next month. Actually, we're going to get it set up. And my goal is that all of these guys can actually can spray a fine finish through the avenue of that shop.
Having that spray booth, it really helps us in the winter. We bring all of our shutters in the shop. We do a lot of patio furniture, so it just helps us during rain days and in the winter to keep everybody busy.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
that's
definitely
great. That's great.
Yep.
So when a technician comes in, what are some of the things that you guys are doing? How do you help somebody grow from a technician I'm sorry, not a technician, but from an apprentice level to, and you guys call them craftspeople or craftsmen.
Yeah, we've started calling them that in the past couple months.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it's a better term than just a painter. You know?
Yeah.
So, well, what we have is we have apprentice 1, apprentice 2, painter 1, and painter 2.
Okay.
A lot of people come in as apprentice 1.
Yep.
As apprentice 1, you basically have about 15 things that you need to learn. Each week, our project manager, he goes out, talks to the apprentice about it. We grade them on it every couple weeks, and after they get so far in that apprentice 1, then we move them to apprentice 2, and they have a pay raise with that.
Sure.
Whoever is training the apprentice 1, as the apprentice 1 moves up, they get bonuses also.
Yep. That's awesome. So you're incentivizing for others to help others to train and for others to grow. Yeah. That's, that's great.
When they're on the job and they're training, we let them actually clock out of the job they're on and clock into training. That way they're not using the budgeted hours to train.
Sure.
Because we kind of ran into that problem where they didn't want to train because they was using the work order hours.
Sure.
So it was like, I don't want to train because I got to use the work order hours. So we let them start clocking into training.
Yep.
And using them hours for it. So
as long as we clock in and clock out on the right job. That's the big goal, right?
Yeah.
Clock in and clock out. We'll start with the training there.
It can be difficult.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's
GPS time clocks on your phones.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We use what's now called Workforce. Used to be T-sheets.
Yeah, we use Busy.
Okay.
So it's been a big help.
Yeah. So we have inside of that we have the guys clock out and they're into like we call it warranty work, right? If we have that, which and then but I think we need to create a line that says training.
Yep.
And then they can just clock into that.
Yep. So
cool.
that's kind of how we do it. Each job, as we put it in, it has so if we go out and sell a job, it's the contract. It has a number to it. It has a change order to it. Might have carpentry work. That way they can clock into each one. So if they're on a job and they're doing a change order, then we want them to clock in the change order, not be on the contract.
Got it.
That way we can, at the end of the job, we can do job costing on the change order and proper job costing on the contractor work.
Yeah. Our change order becomes part of that contract, so it's makes sense. Okay, one of the questions that I like to ask, but before I come to this question, what advice would you give to our guys as they're growing in their skill sets and as leaders, and they're all at different stages in life. What advice would you give them? Because you started painting in middle school. Like, when did you start painting?
High school.
High
school.
school.
Summers. Yep.
And then, do you have a college degree?
Nope.
You didn't. No college degree. And then when did you join Phillip Patterson?
About 7 years ago.
Okay. So you've been with them for a while. And so how long have you been out of high school?
I'm 36.
Okay.
So
20 16, 20 years, 20 years. Yeah.
18.
Since you're 18. Yeah. So, were you in painting before you joined Phillip Patterson?
Mm-hmm.
And so who were you with then? Another painting company?
Yep, another painting company.
Okay.
In my 20s, I really bounced around a lot from different paint companies. I just couldn't really find a home. I was working for a lot of the unprofessional paint contractors. So at one point, I hit about 28, and I realized, look, if I want to keep doing this, I either need to find somewhere I can get with and grow that's professional, or change industries altogether. So I knew Phillip Patterson been around a long time. I mean, they're about to celebrate 75 years.
That's incredible.
So I got with them, and
that's
it's
a long
been
time.
Blessing. Yeah,
that's awesome. And they are, very similar to, I think, Jason Finney, as you described this morning. The owner, or Phillip, he bought the company from his father. Mm-hmm. And his father then started the company in 19...
I think back in the 50s.
50s, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's awesome. So what advice would you give our technicians?
Probably never stop learning, man. That's the main thing. Even our owner, Phil, he's almost 70 years old, and he still has coaches. We still learn every day. That's the biggest thing. There's always something to learn in this industry.
That's awesome. And I think that I've built that because that is a core that really matters to me. Yeah. Our core value of grow, teachable, attitude, team, accountability, all of those 5, especially humility, even. Like as I was this morning getting ready for this morning, I'm walking and praying and just saying, Lord, give me the grace to be able to hear from Eric and to be able to receive and learn something new today. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I already got this, so I got a little thing already. So I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so nobody's just a painter. We're more than that. And so, tell me about the last question I'll ask you is that I ask everybody. We've interviewed a couple of our crew leaders and different ones. What do you dream about?
What do I dream about?
When you dream, what do you dream about?
Yeah. Well, I probably don't dream big enough, but that's the thing the owner always tells me. You got to dream big. What
dream
do I
big.
dream about? Yeah. Probably just being happy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing, no matter what you do in life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to make a ton of money. It's just waking up every day, loving what you do.
Enjoy it.
And enjoy it. Yep.
Yep.
That's it.
That's good. And there have been times in even this week where I was frustrated, and I shared with our guys a little bit ago, you know, some of that frustration. I was just really bogged down by some of that frustration and just like, And went to yesterday's a little event yesterday and got to really connect with the different realtors and grow in that. And just the ups and downs. There are going to be ups and downs, right? And just you got to have a why. Like, why am I doing this? And if it's not like, you know, now I can grow, I can be better. It's the people that I'm around are going to help me be better. The people that I'm around are going to say, hey, you need to change your attitude here or whatever, help me be better. That helps me grow. So.
Yep. If you don't have a passion for it, I can see where you could get burned out pretty easy, you know.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm excited to spend the day with Eric, and we will probably learn a lot and probably adopt some of the things. And I call it R&D. It's called rip off and duplicate.
That's it.
So you and I are going to do some R&D work today.
There's no reason to reinvent the wheel.
No, absolutely. So you can rip off and duplicate anything that you want to from us, and
awesome.
And we'll do the same. So
yeah.
What time did you leave this morning to get here?
5 o'clock.
5 a.m. So
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Nice. So he's committing the day to us, and it's an honor to have you here. So I really appreciate you driving up.
I appreciate you inviting me and spending the day with me.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric.
I appreciate it. Thanks.